My name is Robert Ramsey. I was born in February of 1960 in Juneau, Alaska. This is being filmed in Anchorage, Alaska. I've lived in this particular apartment since April of 2014. I currently I work for AT Publishing. I do have a history with United States Coast Guard in that I was a machinery technician. And my last duty station was Ketchikan, Alaska. And that's where I joined the church. There was a damage control chief that was part of our engineering office. And we both had duty one evening. After our meeting around 8 p.m., we returned to the engineering office. He asked me a question. His name was Bill Randall. He asked me, "What do you believe in?" And that question turned into a 3-hour discussion. Now, mind you, it's a little after 8 p.m. That means that the talk or the questions answered period lasted almost until midnight. It was like about 11:30 by the time we got done. And during that conversation, not only did he bear his testimony, but he also invited me to begin to start taking lessons from the missionaries in the local area. Towards the end of the Book of Mormon, there's a challenge given by Moroni about asking Heavenly Father if the Book of Mormon was true, if the record was true. And I did that one evening. And I remember there was an experience that I had, unlike any others that I had had, that was a confirmation to me of its truthfulness, its reality, and its accuracy. I joined the church. I was originally born and raised in the Catholic Church. Had been active in the Catholic Church up until I was 17, 18 years old. I'd been an altar boy. I'd gone on various retreats in the Catholic Church, but there came a time for me where I became disenchanted with what they were teaching. I'd had 2 other encounters with the church before then, one when I was about 12, and one when I was about 17. And I simply wasn't ready. I wasn't receptive to any kind of message at that point. But I was definitely teachable by the time those missionaries came along. And Heavenly Father sent the right ones, because they were very patient. And if the desire to continue to learn about the gospel of Jesus Christ is real, then I know for myself, one needs to be teachable, needs to be receptive, and needs to do the work and the study. And then in the end, pray to Heavenly Father, ask Heavenly Father if what is being taught or being learned true and real. That's how I came to understand the truthfulness of what I was studying. And with His help, the gospel will make sense. It's one of the important things for me was everything that I have learned over the years have had to make sense. And with Heavenly Father's help, I've gotten that confirmation. I know for myself that I live my testimony. And without it, I know that I would be lost, really lost. I would be blind. I would be deaf to things that are true and real. It's real. It's very real. It makes a difference. In order to learn, you have to study. You have to be receptive. You have to ask questions. Think about what you're learning. There's a saying called connecting the dots. I'm sure they still have them, but when I was growing up, they used to have puzzles that just looked like dots. And until you connected all of them, you didn't see the picture. Well, the gospel is the same thing in that there's a starting point and an ending point, And you have to connect all the dots in order for that picture to make sense. Well, you have to study, you have to understand, ask Heavenly Father the questions that come to mind, and He guides your growing process. And as they come into focus, that understanding grows.